What's up, guys? I'm Rick from Adelitas Way. You know, touring is you kind of get your days mixed up. You don't know what day it is. Like, everyone keeps telling me, like, oh, it's closed, it's Sunday, and I'm like, it is. You know, tour kind of gets like it doesn't get like a blur was the bad word for me to use, but it gets moves very fast paced. Touring is very fast paced, and before you know it, you're in another city playing another show with amazing people, and that, you know, I think it's so, you know, days seem long when you're not having fun, and when you're having fun, they go quick. So touring is kind of like you're having so much fun that it kind of flies by early on. We never stop writing, so we're always constantly writing. Even right after we finished our Stuck album, we just kept writing and writing, and I think, you know, we want to put more music out for our fans now than ever. We're tired of, you know, putting out records every 3 or 4 years. I mean, I don't know who made those rules up, but you know, I make more music than that, and we make more music than that. And you know, we're now that you got the streaming services like Spotify, and you can get music wherever you want. To stay relevant, you have to put out fresh, new, great material constantly for fans to be excited about everything you're doing. So we're gonna put a new record out in the summertime, and we're gonna really focus this year on our headlining tour. You know, we just started a Pledge Music. Because we're tired of, like we said, we're tired of putting records out every 3 or 4 years. We're tired of answering to a bunch of guys in suits who don't know about music, you know, our kind of music. You know, when the suits nowadays just look you in your face and tell you not to be a rock band. They tell you rock is dead. They're not supporting you being your own creative entity. They want you to just, oh, you need to make pop records. So the pledge is for us to continue doing what we want to do, and the way we've always done it. You know, we've always made records we wanted to make, and now that's exactly what we're gonna get back to doing. I'm very passionate about artists, and I really truly think that maybe back in the 80s and 90s they were compensated too much because there was so much money going around. You know, there was $200–300 million being made off one record, you know, songs, and nowadays it's like artists get treated like almost dogs, man. You know, everyone listens to our music for free. The label takes to Spotify, the album sales. I mean, pretty much you just make your money off your t-shirts and your merchandise as artists nowadays, and a lot of guys from those days are now humbled, and you know, I just happen to be in the darkest era of music with, you know, and all my colleagues and all my friends. It really sucks to see some of them, and including us, you know, struggle because, you know, we just don't, you know, we're hoping that something happens where things just even, you know, get a little fair so we can make a living.
Mm-hmm. I know you guys have been constantly around and touring for a while. Do you feel like that's almost even more necessary now due to how the conditions are? Of course,
it's more necessary to constantly play and tour, because that's the way that we gain new fans every night. You know, you're not going to see a rock band like us on Jay Leno or Kimmel or Letterman. It just doesn't happen. Or you're not going to see, we're not going to be the trailer to the new movie coming out. The only way for us to build fans is by going and destroying stages every night and letting people trickle out of the building talking about what they just witnessed. And if you want to continue to build a fan base, and you want to continue to build a diehard fan, you know, core, you got to play and tour. And that's why I feel like we're in a position where we can do things like Pledge. We can kind of tell the record label to fuck off and do things, because we've built an army by ourselves through diehard fans connecting with us on the live show and connecting with us through the songs we wrote. You know, we never had a magic button push for us. We've built this army over the past 7–8 years. I think a headlining tour is always big business for you, because it just shows that you could be around as long as you want to be around. When you're filling rooms and you're headlining, it means you're not going anywhere. It means no one can take anything from you. So of course, I feel like it's a big step for us with every journey we've gone through. But we're looking for even deeper than that. We're not looking to just headline. We're looking to come back and you know, on the Stuck record, you know, we kind of fell off a little bit from where we wanted to be. You know, that was supposed to be the record that was our arrival into the elite, you know what I mean, of rock bands. And we took a step back on that record, and you know, there was a lot of factors in it. The record company being one major factor of how they did everything. They fell apart even before the release of our record, so it affected our record. But we're more trying to get back on track to take back our spot in music, you know, and which we think is at the upper echelon of all rock and roll. You know, even if it's on an underground level. You know what? I hope it doesn't get any worse. If it gets any worse, music will be a hobby, and those aspiring artists will be doing it just like they're doing it right now as a hobby. You know, so I think fans have to come back and step in and make sure it doesn't get any worse, just so there is a future of music. Mm-hmm. Second of all, for anyone that does want to get into it, be ready to work hard. Be ready to face a lot of adversity, and just love the music, love what you're doing. You know what I mean? Because the music business isn't what it once was. You know, it lost a lot of majesticness. I remember when I first started, anything was possible. A rock band could have a hit on, you know, on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Now we can't even have a hit in our hometown. We can't even, you don't even get on any station that's a big station. You get a little bit of active rock play, but a top 40 song is out of the question for rock bands. And it used to not be like that. We've really been alienated and blacklisted from most media outlets. When it comes to making the music, you know, I always try to just stay as myself as I can. And when you start trying to force things, or like, yeah, you will get a time where you'll turn a record in that you love, and then a guy in a suit will come up to you and tell you that you should be listening to Miley Cyrus and pop hits, and you know, like, and that gets burden-like, you know, weighs on me, because it's just not what I got into music to do. Yeah, songwriting weighs on you heavily, definitely, all around, from emotional to creating it. That's why I don't think people, you know, bands spend a lot of time, energy, money, everything to get these songs made, created, and recorded. And when the return just gets so small, bands will call it a day. You know what I mean? I not from songwriting, because I'll always write songs. But you won't catch me going and spending 30 grand to record the songs, 50 grand to record the songs, if music has now become free and people aren't coming out to shows, and you know what I mean? It just doesn't, it's just, that's all your favorite bands will just stop making music.
Well, I think the best way to end this would definitely be a plug for the Snowcore tour for fans, definitely just to come out. So I will give you the floor to just conclude however you'd like. If you anything you want to say to the fans, anything at all. So.
The Snowcore tour is full of a bunch of bands who have chips on their shoulder, and I can feel that, and you can feel that with the performances of every band every night. Every single band's going out there and putting on an electric show, and it's because, you know, we're all bands that either are elite or believe we're elite, and we just haven't got our, you know, we're not getting the recognition or the props we all deserve. You know, you know, Flyleaf would never say that because they're so gracious, but you know, us the same way. We should be both, you know, getting a lot more love and respect from the entire business, radio side, fan side, everything. I mean, bands like them, us, we should be selling clubs out ourselves, and we're playing like that. So Snowcore is full of bands who are hungry and want to go out and put on, you know, the best tour of the year, the best tour that's going on right now. So if you want to catch a rock show that the building's electric every night, you're going to come to Snowcore.